Hope that you guys can see me clearly. My bed is a mess. We're gonna ignore it. I was just telling, because I'm vlogging as well. I'm trying to vlog my week. My bed is a mess. I tried to tuck my laundry under my covers. It's clean. I just took it off because I was trying to figure out what I was gonna wear. And I was rushing for work today, so. Hey guys, my name is Naija and welcome back to my channel, Caffeinated Nooks. I'm so excited. I haven't sat in front of a camera and filmed in like so long, especially a review. The last time I did a review was quite a few months ago. I think the last time I did a review was Pride and Protest by Nikki Payne. Not next week, but the week after that is definitely gonna be another vlog where I just spend the day with my best friend. So you guys are gonna meet my best friend. I don't think I've introduced her on this channel yet. I think I did, actually. She was in my last vlog, so that's my best friend. Her name is Cherise. So you guys are probably gonna see a lot more of her. So I'm just excited about this new chapter. I'm turning 25 this year, next month. It's like a big chapter, I guess, for a lot of people. I think for me, it's a lot more, I even talk about it in my vlog, it's a lot more of a growth thing for me because I've grown a lot mentally, emotionally, physically. I've been very much so on my health and wellness. Y'all don't even know the booty's getting bigger. But I just wanted to come on here and give you guys another review because I haven't done it. This is gonna be a two-part review. I'm gonna look the same because I'm gonna film it together, get it out the way, edit it hopefully by the end of this week because me and editing, we be beefing sometimes. But I'm excited. Like when I tell you guys I'm so excited to film this because I've read this series. It's only 2 books. The 3rd book I think is coming out this year in June. So I gotta go pre-order it. But this book just gave me like everything I needed, and it also I think marked like a milestone in my reading journey because I actually listened to an audiobook for the first time. I don't know, some people, I know people like listen to the audiobook as they're like driving and stuff, but I was in bed with my book open, highlighter in hand, reading along. I don't know if that's how we're supposed to do that, but I need to highlight, I need to annotate, and let's get on to the video. So today, guys, we are going to be reviewing Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. As soon as I finished reading this, I went and followed her because how could you write such an amazing book? You know what I mean? I feel so proud that a Black woman wrote this, girl. This book got me cheesing so much because I really went through a range of emotions with this book. I am so attached to the main character, Zaylee. I'm so attached to her. She was my favorite character. I want only the best things for her. Please, Tomi, if you please just give her a break. Please give Zaylee a break. Like if you're watching this, please give Zaylee a break. I know it's probably finished, but I'm just hoping that the 3rd book gives her a break because I absolutely adore her. Like in every aspect that she is. It's just so, it's such a good book. It's so hard for me to do this review because I just want to spoil everything for you guys. I know I said I was gonna make a book club. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I think I might make like a Finsta but for like books so that I can like be in the DMs discussing these books with you guys without spoiling it for everyone else. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know like if I'm gonna make a that or a Discord. I see people making Discords, but something, let me know. So give me recommendations of how we can start this book club because I need it. Because I need to like, I feel like I have to say spoilers, but I never want to spoil an experience for someone else. I hate that for me. Like I'll go on TikTok and I'll be spoiled by the whole book. I don't want to give you guys that experience ever. I want you guys to be able to, if you want to pick up this book and you want to read and you want to find out and you want to experience it for the first time, I don't want to ruin your first experiences with these books that I am showing you, introducing to you. I don't ever want to ruin that. So give me some recommendations. Yeah, because I know there are some people who don't really care about spoilers. Like for me, in animes, I don't care about spoilers because I'm going to watch it anyways because I want to see the fights. But like in books, I don't like to be spoiled. It just makes me not want to read the books. Guys, this is following African gods and goddesses. I felt so very connected to the story. I'm going to read the summary because I always read the summaries for you guys so you guys can experience stats. And you guys can know if this is something for you. Is this your cup of tea? They killed my mother. They took our magic. They tried to bury us. Now we rise. Zaylee Adebola. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name right. Not my nose running. Oh, I just did this makeup. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls' noses run once their makeup is done. Remembers when the soil of Orisha hummed with magic. Burners ignited flames, Tiders beckoned waves, and Zaylee's Reaper mother summoned forth souls. But everything changed the night magic disappeared. Under the order of a ruthless king, Magi were killed, leaving Zaylee without a mother and her people without hope. Now, Zaylee has one chance to bring back magic and strike against the monarchy. With the help of a rogue princess, Zaylee must outwit and outrun the crown prince, who is hellbent on eradicating magic for good. Where now slow lepers prowl and vengeful spirits wait in the waters, yet the greatest danger may be Zaylee herself as she struggles to control her powers and growing feelings for the enemy. First of all, first, the rating on this book, I gave a 5. Both of the books that I'm going to be reviewing are going to be 5s. They're going to be like in different parts though. Having a cat is forever having like a piece of them with you because fur is everywhere. Like I said, this kind of marked like a milestone in my journey. I listened to my first audiobook. Would I do it again? Probably, yeah, definitely. I had to speed it up because I realized my reading pace is actually quicker than I thought. It's just that I just be taking breaks, you know? I read this with the audiobook just because I felt myself becoming unmotivated to read, not because of the story, but because I was just unmotivated to read. Y'all know how that feels. Like these 2 books in the series, that there's only 2 right now. There's a 3rd one coming out, I think this summer, June of 2024. And these were the only books that I read in February. I wanted to read so much. I had like a whole list of books by Black authors that I wanted to read. But then I realized, bitch, I read books by Black authors every day. I read them all year round. Black authors, just Black authors, calling them out. Ones that I didn't know about, ones that maybe you didn't know about. And it just didn't come out because I didn't film, because it was just like a tough month for me, February. I was working extra, and because I'm taking off for my birthday like that whole week, I'm working extra to make extra money because I know that I'm not gonna get paid that week, but that's besides the point. I can honestly say that even though I'm kind of disappointed in like not reading more books, I am so happy that I read these books. I've had these books on my shelf for 3 years. I'm gonna say that. I bought them in like a set of 2, and I was like, I'm gonna read these. Because my Maria told me about this and she was like, I think it's a really good book. I think she read only the first one. And so I was like, let me get both of them. And they sat on my shelves. And I kept looking at them. And I just was like, and you get new and more shiny books. And it's like, I finally got to it. And I'm so upset that I let it sit on my bookshelves for so long without paying attention to it. Every time I was like picking up a book, I'd see it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get to it. I didn't get to it, okay? But I got to it this time. And I'm so proud of the characters, specifically Zaylee. That's my girl. I love me some Zaylee. But I love the characters. I feel like I developed like such a relationship with the characters. I don't know if that makes sense. And so let's get into talking about the characters. First character is Zaylee, who is the main character, one of my favorite characters. Then we have Zane, who is Zaylee's brother. We have Amari, who is a princess, and then we have Inan, who is a prince, who is Amari's brother. Then we have like other side characters like Mama Agba. You can't tell me that I was the part of this book. I'm trying not to state my opinion on the characters based on also the second book, because some of these characters I did not like in the second book. I was like, in the first book, I think we're pulled into the characters. We get to develop this relationship with the characters that is unlike any other relationship that I've developed with characters, which sounds a little bit weird because I be loving these characters. Yeah, some of these characters I be in love with, but the relationship that I built with these characters is a little bit different. It's different because I feel like we got to see like parts of Zaylee that are so much more different, and I can't like explain it in a way that will make as much sense as it's supposed to make because I'll be spoiling some things in the book. But if you read the book, then you know that we get to see Zaylee through another lens. We get to see Zaylee in her most vulnerable and her strongest, and we get to love her through it all. I have a very descriptive mind. Like everything in my mind, even like day-to-day things when people are explaining things to me, it all plays out as a movie to me in my mind. So all the characters in any book that I've ever read, I know exactly how they look, exactly how I know they're gonna look. But like Zaylee to me is like one of the most beautiful characters in the book. That's like how I imagined her. And not just because of No, I love her. Like how I think Bree is one of the most beautiful characters in the book. It's explicitly stated that Zaylee is gorgeous. I don't remember if it's in the first book or the second book, but it's stated that she's gorgeous. The people couldn't keep their eyes off her, and I know she was that girl. You know how I'm protective over Bree? I'm equally, probably even more so, protective over Zaylee, because she had the whole entire world on her back. We get to read about like the backstory with her mother, and magic, and everything that goes on with that whole entire situation. We get to see how the magic was taken away, how it was brought back, the journey to bringing it back, the journey to fighting against bringing it back. We get to see like all sides of the spectrum, and I think I was able to understand not only Zaylee, who is the main character, who is fighting to bring back magic, to bring back the power to her people, because not only did magic take away like their magical power, but it took away their voices. It took away their ability to stand up for themselves and to protect themselves. Because at the beginning of the book, not to spoil too much, we see this society of diviners who were like people who were supposed to be Magi if their powers were presented to them at the certain age that the powers are supposed to be presented to them, which is at 13. Magic was taken away from a lot of people before they reached 13, and those who were 13 and above get to see like they're so broken down. Like, you know, they're so broken down. There's so much injustice against them that like you feel it. Like you feel it. I felt it. I was like really sad. Like there were certain parts in this book that I was reading and I got so emotional. We saw that. But we also saw like the enemy's reasonings for wanting to keep magic away and wanting to do this and wanting to do that. Though it was not as reasonable as it should have been, I can understand why the king was like, we can't do magic. You know what I mean? I don't want magic around. Exterminate it. Anybody who has it, exterminate them. I think that if I was in his position and what happened to the king happened to me, I would also be like, dead that shit. For real. Get rid of it. I don't think I would be like killing people, but I wouldn't want it around. Banish some people to a place where I can't see them, to a place where they can't get to me. I don't want no interactions. You know what I mean? I'd probably be very much so on the fence, just as the king was. And I can understand why Inan and Amari were the way they were and how they saw magic the way they saw magic, because of the conditioning that they went through with their father. Actually, their father is an ass. I was able to see both parts. I was able to see how the royals felt threatened by those with magic and how the people with magic were suffering because of mistakes that, you know, weren't their own. You know what I mean? I was able to see the vulnerabilities on both sides as well, with like in regards to characters like Inan. I was able to see his vulnerabilities and his soft side and his, you know, I was able to see that, even though we didn't really like him at first. I was like, ah. So Zaylee, again, my favorite girl. She is, I don't even think they said exactly how old she was, but she was a young girl, very outspoken, and that's what I love. I love an outspoken girl. She was very outspoken from the beginning of the story, when she was like, this is not how it's supposed to be. Even when people were trying to shut her up, she was like, nah. She felt bad about it, because obviously not only is it putting her at risk, but it's putting other people at risk. But she just felt like she can't keep her mouth shut, and I'm very much so that way too, bitch. I can't keep my mouth shut. If something's wrong, something's wrong. Bailey, honestly, in my opinion, and throughout the book, like, she's carrying everything on her back, along with the guilt of, you know, being the one to carry it. And throughout the story, we get to see like her battle with like when she's having moments of happiness and moments where she's being a child, being a young adult and living life. She feels guilty because she's like, there are people who aren't getting to experience this, and I should not be experiencing this right now. I should not be happy. I should not be liking this person. I should not be dealing with this, because there are so many other people out here who are dealing with this, and I need to help them. I need to get magic back. And throughout the book, I'm like, girl, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? This is what you were supposed to be doing. If magic wasn't taken away, you would have been doing this. You're being a kid. You're being a teenager. And she just, like, she's so strong. We get to see her brother, Sane, and their dynamic, which is very, I can't be talking shit. Like, I can't really say nothing too much, because I really do have a codependency with my sisters as well. I think it's when you grow up in a certain environment, you develop a codependency. But they have a codependency, but also it's like, I'm trying to keep it in, because towards the end of the story, I really just started to dislike Zane. I thought he was hypocritical. and you'll see. But overall, Zayn was not playing by his sister for the most part. I like him. I mean, he is an older brother and he does want to protect his sister, and that is exactly why he went on this journey with his sister and Amari to help get magic back, because he's like, at the end of the day, this is my sister and I'm not gonna let anything happen to her. And he even says in the book multiple times, like, if something were to happen to you, like, what would dad do? What would I do? Like, you know what I mean? And you know that he loves his sister, but there are points in this story where he could have been a little bit more supportive of her. I think there are times in this story where he wanted to protect Amari a little bit more than he wanted to. I mean, maybe not a little bit more than he wanted to protect Zaylee. I think that's in the second book. But there are parts in this book where I think that he wanted to protect Amari's feelings more than he wanted to protect his sister's feelings. And there was also a part in this book where he was being very hypocritical. He's very strong, doesn't like to show his emotion too much. He's kind of like, I'm gonna cry in the corner a little bit when everybody's asleep. And we also get to see vulnerable parts of him. The thing is, it's like a 3 point of view story. So it's Amari, Inan, and Zaylee. And we don't get to see Zayn's like point of view, and I wish we could have seen it, but you know, we're gonna have to wait and see what awaits in the third book. I don't think his point of view will be presented ever. Like, I think maybe that's a separate story, or maybe that's not even a story at all. Maybe his point of view isn't something that needs to be explored, but I really wanted to see his thoughts and opinions in a lot of these situations. I enjoyed him as an older brother. I enjoyed him more in the first book than I did in the second, but we will talk about that in the next review. Then we have Amari. Amari was this shy girl who came, you know, very judgmental parents, very judgmental mother. And, you know, she loves her brother, but they have a very complicated situation. One, unlike, you know, Zaylee and Zayn, they have a very complicated relationship in the sense that, like, they have a codependency, but it's different with Amari and Inan because it's some things going on that you're gonna have to read about, girl. I liked Amari, and I thought that, like, when she started to come out her shell and present herself, sorry, I'm trying to fix my belly button piercing, and like actually, you know, speak up and actually, like, you know, do some things, because in the beginning she was a little like scared to do a lot of things, which is understandable. If you have been behind the palace walls for an amount of time, then obviously what can you do? Like, you the outside world is a little bit of a shock to you, so I can understand how she was. But when she started to step up, I think I really started to like her a lot more, and I enjoyed her. To be continued. Inan, I have very conflicting feelings about Inan, because the romance between Inan and Zaylee, it was like slow, and it was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like leading up to it, and I could feel like it coming on. But when they got together, it happened like really quickly. Like, 1 second they were trying to kill each other, and then the next second they were like in love or whatever. Usually that would like be like take some points off. But honestly, and maybe I'm biased, but I'm not trying to be. For me, I feel like it didn't really bother me because I don't think the romance was the main thing I was focused on. There are times where in some fantasy books I'm like, I just want romance. Like, give me the romance. But I wasn't focused on the romance in this book. I was focused on the story. I was focused on Zaylee's journey to getting magic back. I was focused on her journey to accepting who she was. I was focused on her journey to learning about who she was deeper. And so when the romance happened, I was like, okay, a little fast, a little quick. That's not why I'm here. I'm here for the deeper meaning in the story. I'm here for the discoveries within the story. So, you know, a lot of people were like, that happened too fast. And it did. It did. Those are the main characters. As I go through this book, and as I think about all the things that have happened in this book, I am just so overcome with emotion. And I can't like discern whether it is happiness, being proud, being sad, being upset, being mad, being angry, frustrated, or if it's like a jumble of all of them, which it probably is. And I love these characters. I think they are so well written. I think the story was well written, and I'm so happy that Yoruba was incorporated into this. I feel like it just made it more authentic for me because, girl, I was looking up the words. I was out here learning some words. I was writing in my little tabs like, oh, this means this. this means this, you know what I mean? I felt like I was getting involved with these characters, like I was getting into this story. Like it felt so real. There is a lot of twists and turns in this book. There are things that are going to happen that you would not even think would happen. Like you wouldn't think that some characters would be doing the things that they doing, because what are you talking about? Like what are you really mad about? But everything just fell together. And everything like molded together in a way that I was like, oh my God, I went and picked up the second book right away. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I gotta at least read the first chapter of the second book. And I did. And that is the end of this one review of Children of Blood and Bone. I want you to know there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of revelations in getting magic. And there is a lot of stuff that's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, girl, what? But it is a really good book, and I love this book so much, and I hope that you guys read it. I hope you guys read it. Go and get the book and read it. It was a 5-star, and I just love this book so much. This is definitely going to be in like my 5 stars, because you know I did one months ago. I'm going to do another one sometime in June, and you guys are going to see some of my new and current 5-star reads. So there's going to be like a part 2 of that, because those are going to always be my 5-star reads. We're gonna add some more. So yeah guys, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, because I did, and I will see you guys in my next video. Look at all my tabs, period. But yeah guys, if you guys like this video, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click that little notification bell so you get notifications of when I read. You get to see more of me and more of my contents. Also, if you guys want to, you can follow me on Instagram. I am on Instagram quite a bit. Almost every day. If I'm not posting every day, I am literally just scrolling leisurely through my feed to see who's reading what books, because I'm nosy. And yeah, you'll see me there, as well as my TikTok, my booktok, which I haven't uploaded on in a while, but I'm going to upload a video right after this. If you have any recommendations for any books, please, leave them down in the description box below, because I'm always checking. Yeah guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.